I'm an assistant to a big shot in the city. My boss's flight was delayed over the weekend. So he asked me to go pay respects to his late wife. I arrived at the grave with a cake and flowers. I saw a string of numbers and a strange name carved on the tombstone. Oh my God, isn't that my old Messenger screen name and account number? Saturday, and Mr. Larson wasn't giving me a break. He listed a ton of pastries and snacks. And told me to go get them ASAP. I wouldn't dare disobey this big shot, so I immediately crawled out of bed. After all, it was triple pay today. I, Jenny, can skip sleep, but I can't skip making money. My late wife loved blue roses. They're already ordered, just go pick them up. He instructed me over the phone. Mr. Larson, are blue roses really appropriate for a memorial? I cautiously offered my opinion. Mr. Larson ignored me and continued listing things. Gotta say, the boss's wife had pretty good taste. This freesia cake is expensive, I wouldn't even splurge on it for myself. I arrived at the cemetery loaded with bags. A chill ran down my spine. I just wanted to get this over with quickly and leave. Third row, fifth stone from the end, found it. I squinted and placed the items in front of the boss's wife's tombstone. Ma'am, Mr. Larson couldn't make it back today, please don't blame him. These are all your favorites. Strawberry mochi, rose cookies, and so on. I listed them one by one, my mouth watering. These were all my favorites too. Originally, I planned to just close my eyes and leave quickly, but on a whim, I wanted to see the memorial photo. The boss's wife must have been very beautiful. But instead of a photo, there was an emoji of a dog with its hands on its hips. I knew this emoji well, I even used it as my avatar once. Curiosity got the better of me, and I opened my eyes. Carved on it was, spicy potato cake. What the heck? I frowned. Looking beside it, there was another small line of numbers. I recited them twice, they rolled off the tongue quite easily. Wait, this looks like... I took out my phone and logged into the account I hadn't used in 5 years. The dog with hands on hips avatar instantly lit up. The large words spicy potato cake at the top were also particularly glaring. Then, a chat window popped up. Messages were being sent to me every day. The last one was from 2 hours ago. Cake, I can't go see you today. I had my assistant deliver your favorite snacks. Wait for me when I get back. I gasped. Isn't this my boss, Mr. Larson? Maybe it was the eerie atmosphere of the cemetery, but I was shivering all over. I sat in front of the tombstone, eating snacks, and read through the thousands of one-sided messages he had sent. Mr. Larson suddenly called, I've landed. Did you get done what I asked you to do? Mr. Larson, it's done, all done. Good, I'll be right over. The spicy chicken foot in my hand fell to the ground. I looked at the mess in front of the tombstone. Only the freesia cake was still untouched. I'm so screwed, if he sees this. Wait a minute, he bought these for me to eat, what am I afraid of? Mr. Larson and I met in an online game. Getting married in the game was just for completing quests. I'd almost forgotten how we interacted back then. It seems like for a while, we confided in each other about our lives. But that was limited to saying good morning and good night, asking what we ate today, how our day was. That doesn't count as an online romance, right? We were just teenagers back then. Later, I went to college and got a boyfriend. Oh crap. It was my extremely controlling ex-boyfriend. When he was pursuing me, he secretly took my phone and sent a message to Mr. Larson. This is her dad. She died of a terminal illness. I was afraid to log back on and have Mr. Larson ask a bunch of questions, and I also felt a sense of betrayal. After that, I never logged into AIM again. And then I just forgot about the whole thing. I felt incredibly guilty, and my mind automatically pictured the usual Mr. Larson. Always in a suit and tie, wearing gold-rimmed glasses, serious and unsmiling. He only says things once, and if you don't do your job well, you're fired immediately. How could he be all sugar toasted bread? Nerve, I couldn't help but chuckle at the screen name. A car pulled up outside the cemetery. It was Mr. Larson's Rolls-Royce. I'm doomed. Whether my cover is blown or I get fired, I don't want either. Mr. Larson got out of the car and walked towards me. I fumbled around, looking at the only surviving freesia cake and Mr. Larson getting closer and closer. In a moment of desperation, I sent him a message. Hey. Mr. Larson pulled out his phone, and his steps immediately halted. He was visibly shocked. After all, in his eyes, someone who had been dead for several years had suddenly come back to life. Mr. Larson didn't even bother to look my way. His long fingers typed rapidly. Who are you? How did you log into this AIM account? Are you trying to scam money? Whatever you want, don't touch this account. I'll give you however much money you want. He typed so fast, messages came one after another. I didn't even have time to reply. Suddenly, Mr. Larson initiated a video call. At the same time, my phone rang. In the vast cemetery, the ringtone Money Coming started playing inappropriately. Mr. Larson frowned and glanced in my direction. His cold gaze made me shiver. This is a cemetery. Don't disturb the deceased. Given permission, I clutched my phone and ran out. I pressed the hang-up button and quickly replied, Bread. It's me, my illness is cured, I just got back to the country. Actually, I had forgotten. But from the thousands of messages just now, I had gathered a lot of information. Mr. Larson used me as a digital diary. He had to tell me everything, big or small. I cautiously glanced at Mr. Larson, who was standing still. He stared at his phone screen in disbelief. Are you really Cake? I couldn't help but feel disgusted. Jenny, you're dismissed here, Mr. Larson said dismissively. He looked down, replying to messages, without even glancing at the tombstone. Clean this up, and handle the paperwork with the cemetery to remove the tombstone. Mr. Larson smoothly turned and left. His tone when speaking to me betrayed no emotion. The next second, a message arrived. Cake, I want to see you. First day back at work, I sat at my desk, frantically scratching my head. Mr. Larson had sent me a location, a high-end Western restaurant where the average bill was $500 per person. All morning, I stared at my computer screen, desperately trying to catch up on all the messages he'd sent me. Good news, he used me as his digital confidant. Bad news, I completely forgot the rich girl studying abroad persona I had created. Jenny, Mr. Larson wants to see you, a colleague tapped on my desk. I fumbled to close the AIM window. In the office, Mr. Larson was wearing a suit, his hair neatly styled. Order a bouquet of blue roses, 99 of them. I lowered my head to take notes. Yes, Mr. Larson. And order a cake, make it freesia. I blurted out. Mr. Larson paused, a suspicious look in his eyes. How did you know? A chill ran down my spine. Yesterday, I saw it at the cemetery yesterday. His expression softened slightly. Okay, have it delivered before 7 p.m. What was the name of that restaurant again? As Mr. Larson fumbled for his phone, I spoke too quickly again, Alice Moonlight. How did you know that? I paused for a moment, then lied without batting an eyelash. I saw the confirmation email from the restaurant. I managed his email account. I always informed him about important emails. Mr. Larson said oh, then suddenly remembered something. By the way, check the spam folder. See if there have been any emails from a Spicy Potato Cake over the years. I nodded vigorously and backed out. How could there be? But just to put on a show, I opened his email and helped him clear out the spam folder while I was at it. Hundreds of spam emails were deleted one by one. The timeline went back 5 years. The sender's name was clearly written, Spicy Potato Cake. I was shocked. What was this? I don't remember ever sending him an email. Open it, Mr. Larson's slightly pleased voice suddenly came from behind me. Before opening the email, I hadn't realized the gravity of the situation. I thought this was probably just a routine greeting from our online dating period. Who knew the email was sent by that jerk, my ex-boyfriend, Mark? You loser who only knows how to play games online, can't you find a girlfriend in real life? I can just imagine how pathetic you look in person, covered in acne, weighing 400 pounds. You can only find a sense of validation online. I'm warning you, stop pretending to be someone's husband online, or I'll hunt you down. I gasped. Looking at the date, it was 3 days before I blocked Mr. Larson. Mark probably felt that sending this email wasn't satisfying enough, so he simply impersonated me and staged a fake death. I didn't dare turn around to look at Mr. Larson. I felt like I was frozen to the spot. Mr. Larson? I began cautiously. He hummed in thought. Delete it. Yes, I didn't see anything. I'll delete it right away, right away. My hands trembled as I deleted the email. Mr. Larson's face was ashen as he returned to his office. A wave of secret delight washed over me. This was good, he should be utterly disappointed in me. Maybe after a while, he'd get angrier the more he thought about it, cancel the meeting, and cut ties with me forever. Sure enough, during lunchtime, his message arrived. Cake, have you eaten? I'm really looking forward to seeing you tonight. I choked on my soup in surprise, bending over coughing. My colleague patted my back. What's wrong, Jenny? Did Mr. Larson make you work overtime again? Tears streamed down my face as I nodded repeatedly. I quickly replied to the message. Bread, I have a meeting today. I have to work overtime unexpectedly. I can't make it tonight. I can't go. What if he's furious and setting some kind of trap for me? Mr. Larson replied, okay, no problem. At the same time, the phone rang. Jenny, cancel the restaurant for tonight. My voice was hoarse. Okay, Mr. Larson, should I cancel the flowers and cake too? No, have them delivered to my house tonight. At 8 in the evening, I had just walked into my apartment. Mr. Larson called, his tone displeased. Why hasn't the cake arrived yet? I've been waiting with an empty stomach for ages. I quickly opened the app, which showed the delivery driver had been stuck in one place for half an hour. Hello, what's going on with your order? Before I could finish, the person on the other end replied, I'm so sorry, my scooter broke down. I've already contacted a colleague to take over the rest of the orders, you'll need to wait a bit. If you can't wait, you can cancel the order, and the company will compensate you. You've got to be kidding me. I asked, so how long will I have to wait? It'll be an hour, I'm really sorry. Otherwise, you can just cancel the order. This isn't about whether to cancel the order or not. It's about my boss, waiting for his spicy potato cake, who canceled a fancy restaurant date, and is now home alone, craving a bite of freesia cake. If he doesn't get to eat it today, the entire company will suffer tomorrow. I took a deep breath. I'll come pick it up from you. I'll be there in 10 minutes. The flowers and cake were both in this delivery person's vehicle. Luckily, nothing was damaged. Carrying the flowers and cake, I rushed to Mr. Larson's apartment complex. I bumped into someone head-on, and the blue roses flew out of my hands. Oh, come on. I shrieked. The person impatiently patted their chest. Watch where you're going. A familiar voice. I looked up. It was my ex-boyfriend, Mark. Mark was also stunned to see me, then immediately started with his snide remarks. Well, Jenny, which sugar daddy sent you these flowers? I gathered the scattered bouquet, not bothering to engage with him. None of your damn business. But he blocked my way, refusing to let it go. You insisted on breaking up with me back then. I figured you'd latched onto some rich guy. Otherwise, with your looks, how would you dare leave me? Mark, that scumbag. He was the one who was extremely controlling, not allowing me to talk to or interact with any other guys. He called it loving me. When I couldn't take it anymore and wanted to break up, he threatened to kill himself and take me with him. It wasn't until one day I discovered he was flirting around and had already cheated on me that I finally managed to break up with him. After the breakup, he harassed me quite a bit, until later I heard he found a rich girl, and then he stopped contacting me. Talk about a small world. I was in a hurry to deliver things to Mr. Larson, so I lowered my head and quickly tried to walk around him. But Mark grabbed my wrist, his eyes sinister. What, did I hit a nerve? Now you don't even dare to talk to me? X-brand blue roses and freesia cake, you haven't become a kept woman, have you? Such expensive cake and flowers, and you live in this neighborhood. Stop talking nonsense. Disgusting people see everything as disgusting. I hit the nail on the head again, didn't I? I told you, who else would be interested in you besides me? Let her go. Mr. Larson's cold voice came from behind. I froze and slowly turned around. Mr. Larson, dressed impeccably in a suit, was looking at us grimly. Mark let go of my arm and sneered, so this is your sugar daddy? Does he know you have another husband online? My heart raced, tears welling in my eyes. I snapped, shut up. Mr. Larson walked to my side, shielding me behind him, and scrutinized Mark. I am Jenny's boyfriend. Please show some respect. I looked at Mr. Larson in surprise, and quickly got the hint. I expertly dialed the property management's number. There's an unsavory character in the complex, please come deal with it. Mr. Larson took the cake, his eyes signaling me, go upstairs. I quickly followed his steps. Feeling Mark's vicious glare from behind, I shivered and linked my arm with Mr. Larson's. He flinched, and it looked like his ears turned red. Mr. Larson's neighborhood property management group chat was buzzing. As his assistant, of course, I was in the group. I usually handle his various payments, including contacting the housekeeper. Photos of Mark acting suspiciously were circulating like crazy in the property management group chat. Many residents said they had seen him lurking around the neighborhood. A female resident sent a voice message, full of exasperation. This person is my ex-boyfriend. He harasses me in the neighborhood every day. Can property management please strengthen security? This is a high-end residential area, don't let just any riffraff in. The daughter of S Group, Wendy. Mr. Larson said from behind me, then asked. From what I heard you guys saying just now, he's your ex-boyfriend too? I turned off my phone, not wanting to remember. I went to college in Capital City, he was my boyfriend in college, a total jerk. Mr. Larson wasn't very interested in my past. As we spoke, he had already unwrapped the cake. There was also a half-empty bottle of red wine on the dining table. No wine glasses, it looked like he'd been drinking straight from the bottle. Mr. Larson, thank you for delivering this after work. Have you eaten? The words I've eaten were stuck in my throat. After all, that was Joe Malone freesia. Let's eat some together. With the boss's approval, I didn't hesitate to pick up my knife and fork. But he only took a few bites and listlessly put his fork down. Mr. Larson, why aren't you eating? Actually, I don't like it. It's my... He paused, clearly the term late wife was no longer appropriate. It's my ex-girlfriend's favorite. I choked on the cream. In his mind, I really was a chameleon. As an assistant, I shouldn't pry into the boss's private life. Especially such a shocking piece of gossip. But who made me the female lead of the gossip? I wanted to hear how, in one day, I transformed from late wife, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. So quickly. Didn't you book a restaurant this afternoon? I asked vaguely. Mr. Larson gave a self-deprecating laugh. Ex-girlfriend, that was just wishful thinking on my part. He picked up the red wine and chugged a couple of mouthfuls. I sneakily ate another piece of cake. And continued to listen to him pour out his heart. Before, I always thought she and I were in a long-distance relationship. It wasn't until I saw the email today that I realized she had a boyfriend. 5 years ago, when she said she had a terminal illness and passed away, it was all a lie. That was just an excuse for her to get rid of me. Even today, she didn't want to see me. Maybe this relationship is ridiculous to her. I had never seen Mr. Larson so dejected. This was such a stark contrast to the usually cool and collected big shot of Capital City. He's been drinking, yes. I told myself, he must be a completely different person when he's drunk. Stern when sober, melancholic when tipsy. It has nothing to do with me, spicy potato cake. I comforted him, Mr. Larson, you're so outstanding. That girl just has no taste. No. Mr. Larson said decisively. She's very outstanding. I'm lost. Although I'm rich, I had no friends growing up. I was very fat, ugly, and insecure as a child, and also very dumb. It wasn't until I met her that I dared to open up. She was like my sounding board, listening to me vent every day. I tried to recall, I was only in high school back then. Listening to him talk about the troubles of a wealthy family every day, I thought he was bragging or had schizophrenia. But I didn't want to expose him, so I just went along with it perfunctorily. My grades were terrible, but she got into Stanford and kept encouraging me that I could be like her. I swore I would be worthy of her and go to the same university. That year I was preparing for exams, I lost weight and studied hard, all to catch up to her. Who knew that when I got to Stanford and mustered the courage to ask her out, I was told she had a terminal illness. Mr. Larson finished recalling these memories. He glanced at my petrified self. Stanford? She said she got into Stanford? I really want to slap myself. Jenny, how could you brag so much? Mr. Larson, seeing I didn't believe him, and with the alcohol kicking in, pulled out a photo from his pocket. Really, she sent me a photo. The girl in the photo was indeed standing in front of Stanford. But that wasn't me. I don't know whose personal shopper's avatar that was. Who doesn't have a few students abroad personal shoppers in their friends list? Mr. Larson was completely drunk, staring blankly at the photo, his eyes so full of affection they could practically drip water. My cheeks burned like fire, I was restless and couldn't sit still. The freesia cake on the table was almost finished, and I couldn't stay a moment longer. Mr. Larson, it's getting late. I should go. The homeowners group chat was still arguing, saying Mark was still loitering around the neighborhood, and asking security to chase him away. But the property management said they could only handle security within the complex. I hesitated for a moment, he was probably waiting for me this time. Mr. Larson called out to me, "Do you have a driver's license?" I nodded, not understanding why. He tossed me the car keys. "The driver's off duty. You can drive from the garage, it's safer." I looked at the expensive car logo on the keys and swallowed hard. Mr. Larson leaned back on the sofa, already looking sleepy. "The driver has tomorrow off. Come pick me up in the morning, don't be late." In the underground garage. I got into the car and took a deep breath. Mr. Larson actually dared to let me drive. Wait, where's the gear stick? I fumbled around in the car for half an hour, relying on Google and various videos, before I learned the basic operations of the car. Just when I was about to give up, I saw a photo of Mark's dark silhouette in the homeowners group chat. Homeowners were saying he must be a pervert and that Wendy should be careful. I'm the one who should be careful. I gritted my teeth and drove the car out of the garage. I couldn't sleep the entire night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Mr. Larson's dazed expression as he stared at the photo. A pang of sympathy unexpectedly arose in my heart. It's so contradictory, so very contradictory. At 6 the next morning, I drove the car back to Mr. Larson's house with dark circles under my eyes. He had sobered up and reverted to his usual stoic demeanor. Like two different people. "Why are you here so early?" "I don't dare drive during rush hour, so I came during off-peak hours." He probably regretted lending me the car last night. He walked around it, inspecting it carefully. Impatiently, he said, "Get in, I'll drive." I breathed a sigh of relief. I hesitated when opening the car door. If the boss is driving and I sit in the back, wouldn't that make him my chauffeur? I should sit in the passenger seat. But to avoid his passenger seat being a designated spot, I still cautiously asked. Mr. Larson, is it okay if I sit in the passenger seat? Mr. Larson didn't look at me and said coldly, hurry up, or you can take the bus. Okay. We were silent the whole way. In fact, what Mr. Larson said to me last night was more than all the words he'd spoken to me in the 2 years I'd been his assistant combined. Jenny. Mr. Larson suddenly spoke, breaking my train of thought. Huh? Oh. Yes, Mr. Larson, what is it? Last night I was drunk and acted inappropriately. What I told you was my private matter. I hope you won't disclose it to anyone else. I turned my body halfway, facing him. I made a zipping motion across my lips. Understood, Mr. Larson. Good that you understand. We're here, get out. I got out of the car first, he went to park it alone. Actually, Mr. Larson wasn't that unreasonable. When I turned around, I realized all my colleagues were standing at the company entrance, shocked. Jenny, what's going on? Mr. Larson drove you to work? No, did you and Mr. Larson come to work together? You sat in Mr. Larson's passenger seat? Is our company about to stage a domineering CEO falls in love with his assistant drama? Me, don't talk nonsense. At 6 in the morning, Mr. Larson and I went to check on a project. Me, I don't need a draft to lie. You can tell from my AIM chats with Mr. Larson. My colleague's expressions instantly changed from gossipy to sympathetic. I told you, how could a prince fall in love with Cinderella? That's just a fairy tale. Princes only order Cinderella around. That's right, Jenny, stop daydreaming. All morning, I was slacking off, reading CEO romance novels. My colleague called me, Jenny, someone's here for you. I looked up and saw Mark standing at the company entrance. I frowned and went out, on guard. How did you find this place? Mark, unlike his arrogant demeanor last night, gestured towards the inside of the company with his chin. So you've latched onto the Larson Group's CEO, huh? Watch your mouth. I picked up my phone, about to call security. Mark pressed my hand down, a fake smile on his face. Jenny, I'm here to cooperate with you. Hear me out first. Seeing I didn't say anything, Mark continued, my girlfriend is Wendy, but she has a marriage contract with your Mr. Larson. Hey. Wendy and Mr. Larson? I had never heard of this. See, you didn't know such important news, did you? If you cooperate with me, we can ruin this marriage together. It'll be good for both of us. Mark looked at me with a sleazy expression and added, first, give me 200,000, I'll go buy Wendy a bag to appease her. I sneered, you're sick. You're with that Larson guy, don't tell me you don't even have 200,000. Or are you saying you don't want to cooperate with me? You don't believe me? Jenny, you don't care, do you? Are you planning to be his mistress after they get married? That's not entirely out of the question either. Let's play the long game together, wait for them to divorce. Mark's words became increasingly outrageous. I couldn't bear it anymore and sent a message to security, asking them to take him away. Suddenly, Mark looked at the company's annual party photos on the corridor wall. All sugar toasted bread? So Mr. Larson is your online husband. My heart pounded. How did you know? He pointed at the photo, and I followed his gaze. It was a photo from the annual party 3 years ago. I hadn't joined the company yet. The company organized a gaming competition, and Mr. Larson won the championship. I stood blankly in front of the photo wall, seeing several pictures of Mr. Larson playing games. In the photos, his eyes were full of longing. Why had I never noticed these before? So after I quit the game, he persisted alone for so many years. Hey, Jenny, what's going on? Don't pull me. I'll leave on my own. Mark was escorted away by security. In Mr. Larson's office, I kept my head down. His expression was blank. Your ex-boyfriend came to the company? I quickly explained, Mr. Larson, I will definitely handle this properly and it won't affect my work. He was silent for a moment. What I mean is, be careful. Take your annual leave early. What? I was stunned. Notify the company, vacation starts tomorrow, back to work on the 15th. But tomorrow is only Little New Year. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be because of me? The news of the early vacation sent the entire company into a frenzy. In the afternoon, everyone was distracted. I quietly chatted with the girl at the next desk. I asked casually, did Mr. Larson used to love playing games? She nodded, yeah, he was really good at games, but that game shut down. So that's why he stopped playing. Another girl chimed in, I know that XX romance game, it's an ancient-style online game. Why would Mr. Larson like that kind of game? Everyone has a hidden side, right? Maybe Mr. Larson is secretly a big nerd. I followed the trend and played for a while, and I peeked at his profile. His game's signature was, BB waiting for you to come back. They giggled, covering their mouths. What's BB, ha ha ha, is it baby? So cheesy. It's cake. I bit my lip, damn this guilt. But going home early made me temporarily forget all this mess. Home is still the best, food and clothes readily available. On New Year's Eve morning, I edited a New Year's greeting message and sent it to Mr. Larson. I waited all day, but he didn't reply. Our whole family went to Grandma's house for dinner, a big family, happy and harmonious. My little cousin was clamoring to play computer games. Grandma lifted the dust cover. It turned out there was an antique computer hidden in the house. This is the computer Jenny used when she was in high school here. 10 years have passed in a flash, I don't know if it still works. Dad laughed, this little rascal tricked Grandma into thinking she was using the computer to study, but she was actually playing games all the time. I lowered my head in embarrassment. For 3 years of high school, to be closer to home, I lived at my grandma's house. Every night, I stayed up until 1 or 2 in the morning. Grandma thought I was studying, but actually I was. Sigh, this computer should have my chat logs with Mr. Larson from 5 years ago. I made an excuse that I was full and gave my phone to my little cousin, good boy, play mobile games on sister's phone. My cousin's eyes lit up, complaining, this crappy computer is so slow. It was indeed slow. It took 10 minutes to log into AIM. It took half an hour to load the chat history. Halfway through the Spring Festival Gala, the computer froze 5 times. I saw my dad today, Cake, did you know? I haven't seen him in 3 years. Did your dad go to jail? No, he's very busy, he never cared about me, only knew how to give me money. I want a dad like that. I feel like such a failure, the good friends I thought I had were actually trying to cheat me out of my money. If you have money, what do you need friends for? You can be strong enough on your own. But I can't do it. If I don't even have friends, it's too lonely. You have friends, you have me. Today the nanny stole my watch, I don't know if I should call the police. Ah, do you have solid proof? Yeah, I saw it with my own eyes, she hid it by the bed. This isn't the first time she's stolen from me. But I'm so conflicted. The nanny has taken care of me since I was little, I don't want her to go to jail for decades. Stealing things won't get you decades in jail, unless it's a huge amount. Does several million count as a huge amount? My advice is to steal it back. Good idea. Cake, if one day you find out I'm very different from how I am in the game, will you be disappointed in me? How could I be? I'm different from how I am in the game too. You must be very cute, like a little sun. Cake, look, Mount Fuji. Didn't you say you loved listening to Under Mount Fuji? I took a picture for you. That's amazing, you went to Japan? I came to Japan to see my mom. Then I wish you a happy holiday. Not happy, there are so many people. It seems so, that little chubby guy in the corner is so cute. You think he's cute? He's so fat. He's clearly very cute, how can you judge people by their appearance? We chatted like this, bits and pieces, for 3 whole years. That little chubby guy in the photo, I didn't recognize him at the time. But now I recognize him at a glance, it's the 200-pound Mr. Larson. The photo of Mount Fuji, I thought it was a random picture from the internet back then. Now, looking closely, the little chubby guy is holding a handwritten ID. It was taken especially for me, but he hid it very subtly. If I hadn't deliberately zoomed in, I wouldn't have been able to see it clearly. People really shouldn't dwell on the past, otherwise, it's a mix of emotions. Jenny, come out and eat dumplings. Dad called me. It's almost 12 o'clock. At the dinner table, the elders had a few drinks. Shouting, dumplings with wine, the more you drink, the more you have. Is that so? I'll try it then. They had 3 dumplings with 1 glass, I had 3 glasses with 1 dumpling. Soon, I was out of it. I snatched the phone from my cousin's hand, ignoring his wails. Liquid courage, I'm going to confess, oh no, come clean. The call connected, and Mr. Larson's cold voice came through, hello? I asked him straight out, Mr. Larson, why aren't you replying to my messages? I don't reply to mass-sent blessings. Jenny, have you been drinking? It wasn't a mass text. I sent it specifically to you. I felt extremely wronged, my voice even quavered. Before Mr. Larson could speak, I said, I have something to tell you. Let's talk later, I'm about to board my flight. Right, I think I booked him a flight to Japan for New Year's Eve 10 days ago. Are you going to Japan to see your mother? Mr. Larson was stunned, how did you know? My nose tingled, and tears welled up. Will you take a picture of Mount Fuji for me? He was stunned, what did you say? Bread, little fatty. I just saw your handwritten ID, I'm sorry. I slurred my words, but the person on the other end hung up. The next moment, a video call came in. It was from All Sugar Toasted Bread. I answered it, and Mr. Larson's face appeared on the screen. His eyes under the gold-rimmed glasses stared intently at me, showing no emotion. Jenny. His voice trembled. On the screen, I was crying my eyes out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide it from you, the Stanford thing was all a lie. But the terminal illness, Mark sent that using my phone, I didn't know how to face it, so I'm really sorry for causing you so much trouble and misunderstanding for all these years. I don't remember what I said after that. I blacked out. When I woke up again, my head was splitting. Mom nagged me, if you can't hold your liquor, don't drink. You were dead weight, your dad, and I had a heck of a time carrying you home. Dad ran into the bedroom, Jenny, your boss is here. Mr. Larson is here? The level of terror was no less than a ghost appearing. I scrambled up and peeked through the crack in the door at the living room. Mr. Larson sat on the sofa with a dark face, 2 cartons of milk and a fruit basket at his feet. Even when he's this angry, he still remembers not to go to someone's house empty-handed. Truly a high-quality individual. I said to my parents, I made a mistake at work. No matter how much my boss yells at me later, don't come out. Hey, how can that be? Worst case scenario, you just quit. Your boss chasing you home to yell at you on New Year's Day, that's too much. Exactly. Mom and Dad have your back. Alright, worst case scenario, I'll just quit. I pushed open the door, ready to face my doom. The heating in the living room was on full blast, but Mr. Larson was like a moving iceberg. He wore a black overcoat over his suit, his gaze sharp as a knife. Shouldn't you be in Japan? My voice trembled, my fingers unconsciously twisting the hem of my pajamas. Cancelled the flight, came overnight. How did you know my address? It was on your employment information. The atmosphere was awkward and oppressive. My parents were peeking from the bedroom door, 2 pairs of eyes showing. Mr. Larson stood up, come with me. You don't want to resolve this here, do you? My heart skipped a beat. He's going to resolve me? 5 times the pay, back to Capital City. I'll wait for you downstairs. He nodded a farewell in the direction of the bedroom. I gritted my teeth and went back to my room to pack. You have to go back to work on New Year's Day? Daughter, what exactly did you do wrong? What kind of mistake is emotional deception? Stole a heart. Stole what? How could you have sticky fingers? You. Ah, this is so embarrassing. Carrying my suitcase, I sat in Mr. Larson's passenger seat. We didn't speak the entire way. Ironically, all the songs playing in the car had lyrics that seemed to fit the situation. One moment it was, "You hurt me," and then just smiled and walked away. The next it was, "My love flows away like water, loving is more tragic than not loving." The whole journey was agonizing. The highway was closed due to a blizzard in Capital City. We were forced to stop at a hot spring town outside Capital City. Ironically, the hotel only had one room left. Everyone was here on vacation for the new year. "I can sleep on the sofa," I declared. Mr. Larson snorted haughtily. In the room, 2 sets of hot spring robes and morning gowns were laid out on the bed, along with candles, aromatherapy, red wine, and flower petals scattered everywhere. It was as awkward as it could possibly be. Mr. Larson went into the bathroom with a dark face, and soon the sound of running water could be heard. Is he taking a shower? He wouldn't want to. With me. Is he going to punish me with his body? I slapped my face. What are you thinking, you silly girl? Maybe it's because I haven't sobered up from last night's wine that I'm having these fantasies. They say drinking more will clear it up. I imitated Mr. Larson and chugged a large glass of red wine. He was taking forever to wash. My mind was running wild with inappropriate thoughts. The more I drank, the more outrageous my thoughts became. No, I need to soak in water and cool down too. I grabbed a hot spring outfit and headed to the private bath in the inner room. Ignoring the sign, "Please do not soak in the hot spring after drinking alcohol," I plunged right in. The warm water flowed over my chest. The alcohol instantly rushed to my brain. Suddenly, a sharp shout exploded by my ear, "Jenny!" Mr. Larson stood by the edge of the pool, water droplets still clinging to his hair. His face was ashen as he grabbed my wrist. "Do you know how dangerous it is to soak in a hot spring after drinking?" I giggled foolishly and touched his dripping chin. "Brad, you're much more handsome in person than in the game. Get up." He suddenly exerted force, pulling me out of the pool. My whole body fell onto him, and I stumbled back a few steps. His bathrobe was open at the front, revealing his 8-pack abs. I only felt a warm gush from my nose. "You're having a nosebleed." Mr. Larson gritted his teeth and pulled a towel to wrap around me. "Jenny, you really are." He fumbled to settle me on the bed, searching for a styptic cotton ball in the room's first aid kit. I tilted my head back to look at the light, tears from the corners of my eyes falling into my ears. "I'm sorry, but..." Brad wouldn't be this fierce. His movements paused, and he hesitantly inserted the styptic cotton into my nostril. "It'll be fine in a moment." Mr. Larson sat across from me, his softened expression lasting no more than 3 seconds. "Do you know, back then, to get into Stanford, I only slept 4 hours a day. I went from 200 pounds to 120. What, motivating you to get into a prestigious school and lose weight is my fault now?" I got agitated, and my other nostril started bleeding too. But what he was saying clearly wasn't human. If I had gotten into a prestigious school and become beautiful and slim because of someone back then, I would be thanking them profusely. Both my nostrils were blocked. I was still indignant. They all say online relationships shouldn't become real. You see, the difference is this big. You're as gentle online as you are brutal in reality. Then, my mouth was covered too. I wanted to scream. Mr. Larson held my head, his invasion like a violent storm, filled with anger and restraint. Although I had been drinking, I was still conscious. I pushed him away with all my might. "You have a marriage contract with Wendy from the Zhou family. I won't be a mistress." Mr. Larson suddenly smiled. "The one with the marriage contract with Wendy is my younger brother, born from my dad and stepmom. Good things like that never come my way." "That's good." Good things?" Mr. Larson leaned closer again, and I jumped up, waving my hands. "I can't breathe." I removed the hemostatic cotton and took 2 deep breaths. All right, come on. Maybe he still had a lot of resentment in his heart. But I was willing to persuade him with a kiss. After all, when facing all sugar-toasted bread, I still had him completely wrapped around my finger. Epilogue. The following New Year, I didn't go home. Instead, I flew to Japan with Mr. Larson. His mother liked me very much and said thankfully, "Chubby hasn't been this happy in a long time." Chubby? Is his nickname Chubby? Auntie covered her mouth and laughed, whispering to me. Mr. Larson was helpless and pulled me away, not allowing me to hear his childhood embarrassing stories. "Pack your bags, we're leaving tomorrow," he said domineeringly. "No, I want to stay with Auntie for a few more days." "If you want to go, go by yourself." Mr. Larson said, "Oh, I was originally thinking of taking you to see Mount Fuji tomorrow." Let's go today." Damn it, it seems like he's got me wrapped around his finger.